In today's video, I'm going to give you a full tutorial of the best KDP keyword research software on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, the piece of software we're going to be covering in today's video is going to be Helium 10. Now, I know what you're thinking. The first thing you're going to see when you hear the words Helium 10 is going to be Helium 10 cost. Helium 10 is really expensive. Yes, it is a paid piece of keyword research software, but in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why it is worth every single penny and how you can fully utilize it to its maximum extent. In terms of the plan we're looking to use, don't worry, it's not going to cost you $229 a month, but we are going to be using the Platinum plan, which costs us $79 a month. And before you click off this video and think that, oh, this isn't going to be for me, this is a waste of money, it's too expensive, I'm going to break down now exactly why this actually isn't that expensive when you think of the value that this can actually get you for your KDP business. So let's run through a couple of examples. Let's just say, for example, you don't invest in any sort of keyword research software, or you use free keyword research software. Now, although it's free, these free versions just are nowhere near as good as the paid versions. Yes, you might get some keywords they're generally going to be relatively average, and you will still make sales, but it's not going to be a huge amount because keywords play a huge role in a successful KDP business. If your keywords aren't absolutely right, you're going to make so many less sales than someone who's got their keyword research spot on. On the flip side, if you invest in something like Helium 10, yes, it's going to cost you $79 per month, but with that investment, you're not only going to get great keywords, but you're also going to get a lot more of these great keywords. So the actual way of people being able to discover your book is so much easier for them because your keywords are so on point. And with that, you're going to make so much more money from your investment. So yes, you do have to pay up front, but you get an awful lot back from that in terms of your return on your investment. And what this looks like specifically in terms of Helium 10, the version we're going to be looking at, like I mentioned earlier on, is going to cost us $79 per month, which might seem like quite a lot of money. But when you actually break that down into business terms, this is what it looks like. I roughly make around £2.49 per sale of my KDP book. So that's the royalties that I get back. That translates to roughly $3 per sale. So let's just say for every single book that you sell, you get $3 royalty back, which is basically actually less than what I get for my books. But for the example, let's just take $3. Because I get $3 per sale, I literally only need to make 26 additional sales to what I was doing before Helium 10 per month to make my money back on this investment. So I literally need to sell less than one book per day extra from Helium 10 to make this a good return on my investment. So basically what this is saying is if I'm making more than one extra sale because of these amazing keywords, which spoiler alert, I absolutely will because there's so much value in this data, I'm going to make my money back. So you need to stop looking at it as a $79 per month expense and start looking at it as an actual investment. You're going to make way more than $79 per month back from investing into this keyword research software with the amazing and high converting keywords that you get from it than you are by having no software. So yes, it costs $79 per month, but the return on investment is absolutely there. So now just for a little bit more context for what I'm saying, you can see here a screenshot from my royalties I earned from December 2022. You can see I sold 7,500 units in a single month. So asking you to sell an extra 26 on top of what you're already selling really isn't a lot. So you can just kind of see how valuable this sort of data is. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, I do use Helium 10 myself, which is kind of very much responsible for the sort of numbers you see here on this screen. Now, I completely understand if you don't want to invest any money into this software, this video then probably isn't for you if you're one of those sort of people. But if you do understand the concept of ROI in business and you really want to take your KDP sales to the next level, then this is going to be at the heart of that KDP strategy because keywords, like I say, are so important. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can use Helium 10, the most powerful keyword research software, to find these profitable keywords in this video. I'm going to jump over straight to Helium 10 now. So once you're in Helium 10, this is the screen that you're going to be seeing once you've logged in and paid for your membership. Now, there are three main tools that we're going to be using for our keyword research software. The first one is going to be Magnet, which is basically Helium 10's keyword research tool. We then have Cerebro, which is their reverse product lookup. And then finally, we have Frankenstein, which is their keyword processor, which essentially just puts both of those two together and allows you to efficiently optimize your listing and find the best keywords from all of this jumbled up data. So the first one we're going to look at here is going to be the Magnet, which is the keyword research piece of software. So the first thing you need to do is choose the marketplace you're looking for these keywords. For the example of this video, I'm going to pretend we're making a mandala coloring book for adults, and we're going to be looking at the UK site, so amazon.co.uk. So the first thing we need to do is go into here and just find www.amazon.co.uk and then type in the keyword that we're looking for. So something like mandala coloring book for adults is the keyword that we're after here. So we are literally just going to go ahead and pop this in and then just press get keywords. And what Helium 10 is going to do with this is going to look into this search term here and this on Amazon and find all of the related keywords associated with this main long tail keyword. So the way I would basically use this part of Helium 10 is put in your best, kind of your most targeted keywords for your mandala coloring book. So for this example, we've used mandala coloring book for adults. It could be just mandala coloring books. It could be adult relaxation book, any kind of related keyword you think you want to kind of investigate a little bit more. Put it into Magnet, and Magnet will show you all related keywords associated with that one. So for this example, mandala coloring book for adults, you can see all of the related keywords that have come back, and we've got 889. Now there's a lot of data here to get through, but don't worry, Helium 10 make it really easy to access all of the information. So you can see there's loads of different filters that we can use for it. You use Magnet IQ score, which is basically a combination of search volume and number of competing products. You can basically filter by the number of searches that I have per month, number of words. So the word count filter, basically the number of keywords that are in a search phrase. So if you wanted a short tail keyword, you could just have maximum of keywords that come back that only have one word in the phrase. Or you could, if you're looking for longer tail keywords, you could have something with 2 or more in there. You could have number of competing products filter. You can basically look at all of the phrases containing a certain word. So we could just put something like mandala here and see all of the results that come back with the word mandala in. If we just press apply filter here, you can see all of the keywords that contain the word mandala. You can do loads of different filters, which is super powerful with Helium 10. What I generally like to do is use this search volume filter. Basically just search by or filter by the most commonly occurring keywords. So a lot of them are going to be unrelated to what our book is. So for example, 41,485 results for the keyword phrase A4 paper. Great. A4 paper is not really anything to do with our book. People who are searching for A4 paper are after paper and not our mandala coloring books. You kind of have to take these with a little bit of a pinch of salt. But keep making your way down and you can see all of the keywords here that people are going to be typing in and your book could potentially be ranking for. So coloring book for adults, 16,000 in terms of its search volume per month. Now, one thing that's worth knowing here is the 2 main columns I think you should be looking at are the search volume column and also this competing products column. So yes, coloring books for adults is being searched for loads every single month, but there's over 60,000 competing products for this specific keyword. So it's just way too saturated. And as you can imagine, the keyword coloring books for adults is just going to be way too competitive to expect yourself to rank for on page 1. And specifically high up on page 1. But one thing you can do is just keep going down all of these and look for keywords that have a good search volume and not many competing products. Or you can take all of that guesswork out for you and use Helium 10's filters. So generally speaking, you can use this competing products number here. And I would generally go for nothing more than 5,000 competing products for a keyword. Just press apply filter here. And you see we've filtered down quite a few keywords here. So you can look in this competing product section now. None of these are going to be more than 5,000. So we know we've got rid of all of the keywords that are just going to be way too competitive and that we're not actually interested in anyway. And then we're still searching for search volume. So anything now that's kind of related to our book here is potentially going to be a good keyword to use. So what we've got here, coloring pens, not relevant. Printing paper A4. Reverse coloring book is kind of related because it's still a coloring book, but our mandala coloring book isn't really a reverse coloring book. However, if you had reverse coloring mandala, so let's just type into Amazon here, reverse coloring book mandala. So you can see here, this could potentially be a good keyword for you to use because yes, it's not technically a reverse coloring book. So one thing you could do here is within your mandala coloring book, you could actually put some reverse mandalas within that book. And therefore you can allow yourself to use this keyword to target because reverse coloring book mandala could be a really good keyword for you to use. And you could also use the keyword reverse coloring book in your listing because that's a keyword that you know loads of people are searching for, but there aren't too many products competing against you. But one thing is definitely worth remembering. Don't put something like reverse coloring book as a keyword if your book contains no reverse coloring book pages, because it's just misleading and it's going to put the customer off, and Amazon don't like that. But just basically keep making your way through all of these different keywords. and you will eventually find some things that you can put in. Coloring book for adults, with actually misspelling the word coloring, is actually really interesting. It shows that people are definitely searching for it. So that actually could potentially be a keyword that you put in, although it's technically misspelled. Loads of people are searching for it, and if they accidentally type this in instead, which 237 people a month are doing, you might be able to rank for that. Generally not something I would advise, but it's interesting to see that it's there. And basically all you would need to do is go through all of these and just add loads of different keywords to like a Google Sheet or an Excel document and just compile all of this information there. And this is just results from one search term. So let's just go back in here and just type in a different search term. So let's just go mandala coloring and see what suggestions come up. Book for adults, that's the one we use. Let's just go for mandala coloring book and put this in, get keywords, and essentially just go through loads of these different keywords and just pick out all of the best performing ones from these related suggestions. So best performing being a good enough search volume. So generally anything over 500 per month, in my opinion, is a decent search volume. Again, that's so dependent on the book and also the target market that you're trying to go after. So don't necessarily take that as gospel. But generally speaking, around 500 plus per month is a decent search volume for a keyword. And then, like I say, competing products with this filter in with competing products of no more than 5,000. Obviously, in an ideal world, really high search volume, really low competing products is the best result for you, but it's very unlikely you find loads of those. So essentially for this tool, just go through and use loads of these different keywords and just pick out all of these best related keywords. You might see ones that keep consistently coming up, which might be a good sign for you too. And just go through all of these and start compiling your list of keywords that you can use for your book listing. So the next tool on Helium 10 we're going to be using for our keyword research is going to be Cerebro, which is Helium 10's reverse product lookup. Now there are a few reverse product lookup softwares out there online, some of them are free, but Cerebro is by far the best in terms of you get so many more keywords for your searches. You're able to filter them a lot more efficiently and the data is so much more accurate. So don't just think that any reverse product lookup is exactly the same. Cerebro's is by far and away the best on the market at the moment. In terms of where this fits into a keyword research strategy, I'll go over this a lot more in my KDP Mastery course, which you can find a link to in the video description down below. I essentially talk about why I think Cerebro is the best thing to use for your short tail keywords and why Magnet, which we've just gone over then, is best for your long tail keywords and where these both fit in as part of this strategy. So that's the sort of thing you can expect from Amazon KDP Mastery. And if you do want to go into that and see a little bit more detail that I'm going to cover in this video, then you can check out with the link in the description below. But in terms of this video and Cerebro, all you need to do is go in and find books that are related to ours. And what Cerebro is going to do is look at all of those keywords for these books and tell us basically the ones that are performing the best for each of these individual books. So all you need to do is go to Amazon, search your main keyword here, so mandala coloring book for adults, and then just take the BSRs of good performing books. So a good performing book, generally, I will say anything under 50,000 in the UK is generally a good performing book. So take the ASINs of all of these different books. So we'll drop this ASIN in here, stick that there. Keep going down. This one, Beautiful and Simple Mandalas, 21,000. That's a good one. We'll take that one and put that in there too. And I'll go through all of these and come back in just a sec once I've done that. And then we can show you exactly how you can use Cerebro to find these profitable keywords. So I'm back, and as you can see, I've got 6 different books that we're going to be analyzing for their keywords. All you need to do then is just press this Get Keywords button, and Helium 10 is going to look at all of the data for these books that we've just found are exactly related to our book and show us all of the keywords that they're ranking for. So we've got 1,056 keywords in here, which is absolutely amazing. Now there's 2 things you can do with this data. Number 1, you can do exactly what we've just done with Magnet, filter by search volume and just go through a lot of these. Because these are all keywords from competitors that we know have been proven to sell well, we know they're going to be useful for our book, and they're more specifically going to be relatable to our book. And they're also going to be a lot more accurate. So you're not going to get keywords like A4 paper or just generic things that are kind of related to coloring but not really, because they've come directly from competing books that are specifically about what we're looking to sell. They're going to be much more relevant and much more accurate. So filter by search volume, and just go through all of these with a low number of competing products. You can see a lot of them have very high competition, but then again, all you need to do is go up here, so competing products. Again, let's just go for 5,000 as our max, press apply filters, and you can see we've lost almost half of these keywords, which is still good news for us. And then just look through all of these keywords and find the ones are related to. So again, reverse coloring book comes up, which kind of shows this might be a good opportunity to put some reverse coloring pages in our mandala coloring book and then target this keyword here. What else do we have that's related to what our book could be? So again, all of these that come up that are going to be related are generally going to be really good because they're going to have low competition because we've put that filter in place. So coloring, again, spelt wrong, coloring book for adults. So you can kind of see the same things coming up. The reverse coloring book could be a good one. Adult coloring books, rude. Again, our mandala coloring book generally isn't going to be rude, but if you were making an adult coloring book that was rude, this could be a really good keyword for you. And just basically go through all of this data. It's going to take a little bit of time because there's so many different products to look through, so many different filters you can do. I've just done 5,000 here, but you could easily get away with something like 10,000 and just go through all of these keywords and then just pick out the ones that you think are relevant for your book. But if you did want to filter down even further, again, you can go back and use Helium 10's filters. I would massively recommend getting stuck into these filters as much as possible because these are a really powerful part of the whole Helium 10 software and allow you to find really specific keywords based on what your targeting strategy is. So generally some filters that I would recommend, like I said, the phrases containing, you could say any phrase containing the word mandala, a certain number of words in the search phrase. So if you're looking for long or short tail keywords, you can filter out using that. Specific match types, ranking competitors. So basically all of these 6 books that we've used for their keywords, we could type in 3 here. And basically what this is going to mean is only show us the keywords where a maximum of 3 books actually have that keyword. So basically what this means, if we press apply here, these 74 keywords are going to appear in no more than 3 of these books. So again, it's a really good way of finding keywords that, yes, your competitors are using, but not all of them are using. So kind of a good way of finding keywords that are a little bit less competitive rather than just using this competing products filter. So I'd massively recommend going into these Helium 10 filters and having a play around with all of these. Look into what they might mean if you don't necessarily know exactly what they mean off the bat. But have a play through and look at all of these filters and find the right ones for you, for your search terms. And you can find loads of profitable keywords from massive sets of data just by filtering down. Now that's one way of using the Cerebro reverse product lookup, but another thing you can do is get rid of all these filters. And so we go back to our full list of 1,056 keywords. And now what you can do to find short tail keywords for your books is just go to this button here where it says export data and then just press export to Frankenstein. Now this is a really, really powerful piece of software from Helium 10 and it's the third thing that I'm going to show you in this website, and that is Frankenstein. And Frankenstein basically allows you to sort and manage all of these keywords into really easy to understand data that you can put straight into your backend keywords. So what it's going to do is going to take all of the keywords that we've just found from this Cerebro lookup. So all of these keywords, bear in mind, are going to be useful or kind of related to books that we already know are exactly in the niche we're targeting and are proven to sell well, because not only are they mandala coloring books, they're mandala coloring books that have good BSRs. So they're basically selling really, really well. So all of these keywords are going to be really useful for us. And what Frankenstein is going to do is gather all of this information. So all you need to do is just press this one word / phrase per line and then just press include word frequency count and then just filter this by frequency. So what Frankenstein has done is looked at every single keyword that we've just pulled back. And remember, this has only come from one search. Imagine if you did this and then also added the keywords that you got from your magnet searches, loads of different keywords here. You could generally have a list of 5,000 to 10,000 different keywords here, and then just put them all into Frankenstein. And what Frankenstein's going to do is find every single unique word and then tell us how many times that occurs in all of these keywords. And basically what this shows for us is these are the most commonly occurring keywords in all of those results that we've brought back. And we can literally just copy and paste these straight into our 7 backend keyword boxes because we know they're A, going to be super relevant, and B, they are genuinely being used by really good performing books in the niche that we're targeting. So this is super powerful information. And again, I go through my entire keyword research strategy in my Amazon KDP Mastery course. But in short, I basically use my first 4 boxes of my keywords for specific long tail keywords, and then my final 3 keyword boxes I will just stuff with all of these related keywords here. So I'll just copy and put these straight into my final 3 backend keyword boxes to give my book a much greater reach. So that's a really powerful way of using Frankenstein. In terms of how I use this then for my keyword research, this has been a very quick example of what I would do. For Magnet, I would go through and type in loads of different keywords here, build out a massive Excel or Google Sheets list with all of these related keywords and the metrics. I will then secondly go into Cerebro, reverse product search loads of related books to the ones that I'm publishing that are selling really well. Make sure I'm getting loads of their keywords too. Stick them in Frankenstein and have a combination of both long tail and short tail keywords for my book. So that's a very good run through of how you can use Helium 10 to find profitable keywords for your books. Again, keyword research is literally at the heart of any successful publishing business on Amazon KDP. So I would massively recommend getting your keyword research as up to scratch as possible, and Helium 10, in my opinion, is the best piece of software for doing that. But if you did enjoy this video, then please do leave a like. And also, if you have any questions or comments about anything you've seen in this video, please do let me know down in the comment section below, because I know this can be a kind of a complex piece of software to use. So I'm more than happy to go through and talk a little bit more detail if you need it in the comment section below. So please do leave a comment down below if you have any questions about anything that you've seen. But if not, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.